I think one of the biggest mistakes both parties are making in this election is assuming that evangelicals only care about the economy. The fact is we are concerned about the economy like all Americans, but our concerns run deeper than just economic issues. I think evangelicals are very concerned not just about the fiscal deficit, but about the moral and spiritual deficit we see in our country. And I think candidates need to speak to those issues and what they're going to do to change what we feel like is a downward trend in the spiritual condition of our country. Statistics show that evangelicals overwhelmingly vote Republican over Democrat, 3-1, sometimes 4-1. And the reason for that is that the Republican platform reflects important values to us, the values of life and traditional marriage. And I think this coming year, it's going to be important if Mitt Romney is going to attract evangelical voters that he do more than just talk about the economy. The economy is turning out not to be a winning issue for the Republicans for several reasons. First of all, we're seeing the economy improve, but secondly, because we're concerned more than about economic issues. And we're concerned, for example, about abortion. We're concerned about the assault on religious liberty. We're concerned about the attempts to redefine the family. And I know the conventional wisdom for Mitt Romney is just stick to the economy, don't get involved in these social issues. But I believe unless the Republicans broaden their appeal and say, yes, we do stand for life, we do stand for traditional marriage, I think there's a danger that many evangelicals will sit at home and not vote, just like they did in 2008 with John McCain. I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Romney and Ryan. I think they are concerned about the poor, just like Barack Obama is concerned about the plight of those who are less fortunate in our society. I think they have different ways of attacking that problem. The Romney-Ryan plan seems to say that if we will cut back on regulation and taxes and government spending, the economy will boom and the tide will lift all boats. And that's kind of the trickle-down idea. If you will give incentives to the job creators and to the rich, somehow it will lift up the poor as well. I think we have to say that both candidates, I think, are legitimately concerned about the poor. It's a question of what's the best policy to attack the problem of poverty in our country. It is ludicrous to me to say that you shouldn't consider a candidate's faith. A person's faith is the very essence of who they are, and it impacts their values from which their policies come forth. And we've always said that a candidate's faith matters, even in recent times. For example, in the 2008 election, conservatives were very interested in attacking Barack Obama because of the church he attended and the beliefs of Jeremiah Wright. In the primary season last year, liberals went after Michelle Bachmann, asking her, well, how does your Christian belief and submission to your husband, how would that impact you if you were commander-in-chief? Our faith is very important to us. It defines who we are. And I would say any candidate who says his private faith would have no impact on his public policy is either a shallow follower of his faith or a dishonest politician. I think faith very much matters in choosing a candidate. I've said very publicly that Mitt Romney was not my choice in the primaries. I thought that we ought to look for somebody who is a consistent, conservative Christian. And I felt like there were better choices in the Republican primary. But now that Mitt Romney is the nominee, I've said that I'm supporting him over Barack Obama. It's the lesser of two evils, if you will. I feel very compelled whenever I say that I am voting for Mitt Romney to say I'm doing so in spite of the fact that he's not a Christian. A reporter from another network asked me about Mormonism. And I said Mormons are good people, they're moral people, but Mormonism is not Christianity. It's a cult, and I said it's a theological cult. Look, they have a human founder, Joseph Smith, as opposed to Jesus Christ. They have their own book of Revelation, the Book of Mormon, and they have doctrines that are at odds with historic Christianity, like the denial of the Trinity. And so they fit the definition of a theological cult. Look, if being a good moral person gets you to heaven, then Mormons will be at the head of the parade. But those of us who are evangelicals believe it's faith alone in Jesus Christ that saves us. And so by that definition, Mormons are not a part of historic Christianity. One of the questions I'm being bombarded with by Christians is the question, what do you do? Do you vote for a professing Christian like Barack Obama, or do you vote for a Mormon, Mitt Romney? I think there's a biblical case for choosing a non-Christian like Mitt Romney, who embraces biblical principles like life and marriage, as opposed to a Christian like Barack Obama, who embraces very unbiblical principles. He's the most pro-abortion president in history. He's also embraced same-sex marriage. I think there's a reason in this case to choose the non-Christian over the Christian.